Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my content, and welcome back to Football Coach College Dynasty. We're currently in week 5, or not week 5, year 5 of our career, and this is going to be pretty much the first team that is truly my team. There should be nobody left that was on the squad when I took it over, which is exciting. We're going to start off with working on the offensive line. All right, where is our offensive line weak? All right, this guy's a sophomore. His pass blocking is not quite up to snuff, so seems like a good place to start with. We got a good breakthrough. Very good. All right, we got a junior, a sophomore, and a junior. This guy seems to be the weakest of our front 5. So we will throw a head coach training strength onto this particular one. Pass blocking is what we'll do here. Good. All right, that next guy is particularly fast. And his pass blocking is his weak point. So pass blocking one more time. No luck on our breakthrough. However, the offensive line is already starting to look pretty solid. 84, 82, 80, 80, 76. We can handle that. So we've used up the offensive training on the offensive line. Kickers. I think it's going to be hard to ignore this freshman with the great potential. Although, what am I going to work on? I think kicking power. Nice. So this breakthrough pretty much makes him our starting kicker right off the bat, I think. He's only one weaker than this guy, but he's got far better accuracy. And accuracy may be the most important of the stats, because you don't want to miss, especially extra points and things like that. Which means one of these two guys is going to be our punter. They both have terrible potential, but this guy's a sophomore, so he's the punter. And Bill Brady managed to stay on our squad pretty much this entire time, doing absolutely nothing. He went from freshman to senior, never ever actually kicking the ball once for the squad. Pretty impressive feat. All right, let's check the defense. All right, defensive line is weak-ish. It's probably our weak point. Linebackers aren't too much better. Corners are fairly solid. Safeties a little more solid. Do we work on the linebackers or the front line? Or pick the younger guys? Alright, we're gonna pick this guy. What does he need? Well, what is he? Good question. Pursuit of 75, speed of 67. Speed 61, pursuit 74. Well, he's faster than this guy. What do we got down here? Speed 58, pursuit 73. Kind of the fastest of the group. So let's go with speed on him, just to highlight the fact that he's going to be an end. Linebackers. Senior, sophomore, junior, senior. Let's train this guy. Alright, we got a sophomore down here. Lock shedding. safeties. Sophomore. Kind of hard to resist this freshman. But we're going to resist him none the same. We got an A potential junior here. We'll give him a training. What are we going to give him a training in? Defensive IQ? I think so. Alright, so that's training done. Let's do our 8 practices. And let's go to recruiting. Alright, what does the game say we need? We don't have a lot of needs. 3 running backs and 2 defensive linemen. So I think this this time around we're gonna look at the running backs here. Turn off junior college and transfer. Current place in battle. Leader only. Top 3. Back to all. D-, we'll skip on him. C-. Alright, A-, we'll give him a target. C+. targeting 11 running backs. Camp, 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 camp. We have one more camp invite, so let's grab one more running back. All right, camp will figure out which of those running backs are worth anything. Next, we need some defensive linemen, evidently. Get rid of junior college and transfers. Current place in battle, leader only. Fine with the B+. B-, B-, unknown. We'll skip this D-, we don't need him. And top 3. Not seeing anything special about these guys to compete with. Any reason to have to throw the extra wrench into things of having to compete for them. I'm not seeing anything special about them. How about top 5? Again, not seeing anything special even in the top 5. Alright, Let's turn on QB, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line, kicker, linebacker, cornerback, safety. Basically everyone we haven't looked at. High school only, leader only. So these are guys that want to join us. We got a couple of AQBs here. Well, target them, I suppose. Might be a good year for quarterbacks. Alright, we're targeting a bunch of QBs. We're skipping this guy because we know he's C- potential. Skipping that guy, skipping that guy. Unknown. Let's figure out what he's got about him. Alright, that'll be, I guess, plenty of stuff for the recruiting class. By position. Overall, I suppose. Right, that'll be this week's pitches. All right. Let's just go to practice. Queue up the practices. We're gonna jump into recruiting. Let's sort by scout percentage. Okay, so here's somebody that went to camp that we discovered we don't need. Wait, what? Why would a running back have gone to camp? I should be mainly looking at... Oh, it was running backs, right. Let's just sort by position. Okay, here's the running backs. You're gone. How many running backs do we need? 3. Am I convinced with the ones we're looking at? Good question. There's a couple more possible gems way back in the back. B is interesting. We'll target him. We'll let him have a target. B minus, huh? Well, yeah, okay. He's an athlete, which this is one of those occasions where I should look to see maybe the guy might be good for a different position. Alright, so defensive line. Alright. Let's send some people to camp now. Sort by position. So we grab some new running backs that I want to send to camp. Where are they? Or actually, no, I scouted those new running backs, didn't I? So, defensive lineman. Why is there a D+ on the squad? Alright. Camp has been done. Alright, I'm going to throw training into Dickey here. Strength. I'm going to toss something into this freshman. He might end up a fullback in the future. He's got shitty durability. So here's a sophomore we could stick something into. Catching. I want my receivers to actually catch the ball. All right, back to the offensive line. Am I going to stack any trainings on any of these guys? No, but this guy is young. He's a sophomore. He could definitely use with some strength. Go to our kickers. That we will stack. Kick power. Wow. Wow. Back-to-back breakthroughs of 7. That's pretty impressive, actually. Punt power. Oh crap, are we going to be starting that freshman this year? That's a good question. I will be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back, and I certainly wasn't considering the fact that this kicker is a freshman, and I'm going to want to redshirt him. It's going to be hard to redshirt him when I know that he's the best kicker on the squad. Yeah. Nikes. But this is amazing. I mean, I almost have to redshirt him, especially after this happened. Because just imagine how good he will be in 5 years. Alright, let's get to the defense. I'm trying to spread out my trainings because it's technically better that way. But the problem is, this is a corner. Zone coverage would be a little more important on him. Tackling would be fairly important on him too. Alright, B- junior. Who's in the starting lineup? Sure. This guy's got good potential. He's a senior, but he's kind of a weak senior. He is starting defensive line. Can we do something to help him out? Dude, we got a running back that clearly needs a boost in strength or speed. I mean, Saul is our featured back, and giving him any kind of boost would just be great. Let's try to get him at elite speed. Okay. Happy so far. We've done everything this week? Yes. Save in advance. Jump straight into practice. Go to recruiting. Sort by defensive line, so by position. C minus is gone. D minus is gone. 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 C is gone as well. How many do we need? We need 2. Right, those will be 1, 2, 3, 4. These will be the guys we're competing for. Now by scout percent. Down to the bottom. Camp, camp, camp. Alright, those guys are going to camp, which means we'll stick a scout on you. Actually, you should be gone. Goodbye. Alright, next, let's sort by points ahead estimate. So guys, we're losing to down here. We've got a fair number of them. Holy crap. How are you on the list? Oh, because you're going to camp. Right. Okay, so recruiting and practice is done. Should we stick something onto our starting quarterback? You know, this tight end I think could use some love. Speed-wise, right? I think he's going to be our receiving tight end. It would be good if he could run faster. Oh my god, look at that. That's absolutely incredible. How can I even bring myself to redshirt him? Oh my god. Okay, this redshirt freshman is technically part of the rotation, if you will. He's probably somebody that might be worth sticking something into. What? How is he suffering? He's not particularly fast. It's not particularly smart. Let's make him smarter. Got a sophomore here with okay potential. Huh? I'm confused here. He's got great tackling and great defensive IQ. What is it that he's suffering on that's causing him to... Is it his strength and speed that's causing him all the issue? 63 and 60. 82 and 77. 72 and 73. 70 and 70. 69, 67. Yeah, it's his strength and speed. Well, he's smart, so he would make a better interior linebacker, right? And on the interior linebacker, you want tackling, which he has. Some coverage skills. He's not horrible at. You want more strength, I think, on the interior linebacker than you in speed. All right. Well, this guy's technically in the rotation. I haven't given him anything yet. He's got decent potential. He's a junior. training's done. Sort by potential. This guy is gone. So is this guy. We are not needing a cornerback this year, so he's gone. We don't technically need an offensive lineman this year. So he's gone. Okay, defensive linemen and running backs we do need. Linebacker, not necessarily. Three. You know, I think we might get rid of that bottom linebacker. Alright, that leaves 22 people. Seems about right. Now let's sort by scout. We need how many running backs? 3. We have 7 targeted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think we need to compete for this guy. We can compete for these two. We should probably keep these two. These two are pretty decent, don't get me wrong, but we don't need that many running backs, so we're going to let them go. It's still going to leave us with 4 running backs this year, which is probably more than plenty. Four QBs we don't need. But who doesn't like having a quarterback on the roster, huh? Yeah, this is looking good. All right. Now let's sort this stuff by points ahead estimate. How many people are we losing the battle on already? A cornerback, an offensive lineman, another corner, defensive lineman. These technically are not guys that we need to compete for. But I certainly wouldn't mind getting hold of that guy. He is not so bad himself. These are kind of luxury competitions, aren't they? Well, let's do it. Question: does camp provide points? This is a good question. I should be able to figure that out. Who just went to camp? Last week's actions, 312 camp visit. You know, I think camp does give a fair amount of points. Alright, let's invite whoever we can to camp then. We have one camp invite left. It's fine. Not gonna find someone just to invite them. I'm happy with who we have available now. Alright, so we got some remaining pitches and remaining camp invites, but everybody has basically received something. Alright, so week 4, where we can double up on things. We might want to double up on offensive linemen. We want to give you a pass blocking tick if at all possible. Excellent. No luck. And no luck. That used up our offensive. Let's give this guy some strength. Yeah, we're gonna toss something on you. Strength? Yes. Back to the kickers. bring myself to redshirt that freshman? Nice. Alright, all the training has been done for the year. Feel very good about our offensive line. And when I feel good about the offensive line, that means I feel good about our chances of winning ball games. And I feel very good about our running back. I feel very good about this season in general. Oh, do we start that freshman kicker? That's kind of the question, isn't it? The game is considering that I'm going to start the freshman kicker, I think. This is a pretty good pie graph. This means our team is going to be nice and young. We have 14 seniors. Interesting. So we really only need to recruit 14 people. However, I think we're going after around 19 people. So technically we're going after too many people. So we might have to cut down that list that we're recruiting a little bit more. Granted, we can cut some people, obviously, and there might be some people worth cutting. Alright, we're done. Let's move on to what will be our athletic director's expectations for the year? Win at least 8 games. Alright, usual beat Ball State, win 5+ conference games. That's actually not that hard. We've pretty much done that year after year after year after year so far. Throw 23+ total pass touchdowns full season. Get 4+ defensive interceptions full season. What else do we got here? Pass for 185+ yards in at least 3 games. This is considered more difficult than this and pays better. We're gonna take it. Huh. I think that's the first time we've had an 80 for offensive talent. Although our defensive talent is a little lower than I thought it would be. Alright, let's view all. So straight away, we're tied for the second best defense on our side of the bracket. We have the best offensive on our side of the bracket. And up here, typical Miami, Ohio situation. They're very strong, as they always are. Buffalo was 76-76 last year, and they're up to 80-78. They're kind of mirroring us in a way. And the rest of the teams aren't so much. Bowling Green's kind of dropped off a bit, I would say. Alright, so what is our schedule then? Who do we play of? So Akron, Ohio, Central Michigan. So we got a Miami, Ohio game. Of course we have Toledo. We have a Bowling Green, Nevada East. Winnable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we have 7 very winnable conference games, with Toledo and Miami, Ohio being the 2 losable conference games, but yet still winnable. So I think we could go as high as 9-0 in the conference. I'm thinking more realistically 8-1 in the conference. I think we might lose to Miami, Ohio. So if we're 8-1 in the conference, we're playing for the conference championships, probably against Miami, Ohio again. Unless Buffalo surprises them on that side of the bracket, which could happen. Then the question is, our 3 non-conference games. We likely lose Nebraska. Well, I think it's pretty much a given we're going to lose to Nebraska. Can we beat Nevada? I think it's a good possibility. So if we can go, say, 9-1, or excuse me, 8-1 in the conference. There's 1-1, so that puts us at about 9-2. The Navy game is it could go either way. 10-2, 9-3. That's where I would like our year to go. 10-2, 9-3, somewhere in that neighborhood is what I expect out of this year based off of our squad. Am I being unrealistic? I guess we'll find out in the next episode. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this content. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until the next time, all peace.